Hello and welcome. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency news, and I have a special report just for you. And we're going to cover some software that will help you prepare your US crypto taxes for 2019. So this should be really good. Hang on and let's get started. First of all, our Cat Blue is checking the list of subscribers. Subscribe today to get added to Blue's list. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. I'm not smarter than you. You're smarter than you realize. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. And I'm going to give you links to everything that we talk about today so that you can do your own research. Now, this is an article on Crypto InfoWire, and in this article they talk about check out these crypto tips for CPAs and Bitcoin tax software anyone can use. Now, in this article, well, let's just go over it. Okay, you bought some Bitcoin and maybe some altcoins, so now what? An altcoin is a digital crypto asset that is not Bitcoin. There are about 5,000 of them, 2,000 of them. There's a bunch of them out there. So how do you determine your tax liability? Yes, tax liability. Keep reading and you'll find out that this is actually a good thing for your crypto portfolio. I know you're mumbling under your breath. Death and taxes. How can that be good? If you have ever wondered how to report cryptocurrency on taxes, you're not alone. I was clueless until I received a recommendation from world-renowned crypto guru Teeka Tiwari. He suggested checking out ZenLedger. Not being a super technical person, I was a bit overwhelmed when faced with checking into their software. Now, from my own experience, I also heard about ZenLedger via Teeka Tiwari. I subscribed to Teeka Tiwari's, some of his information. They have a business that sells information for investing. Teeka is a cryptocurrency specialist, and that's how I learned about ZenLedger. I'm going to primarily talk about ZenLedger today, but there are other tax softwares, and I am going to show you a small chart that does a quick comparison. But if you don't like what you see with ZenLedger, my recommendation is use one of the other softwares out there. I don't have personal experience with the other packages. I used ZenLedger for my 2018 return. I'm going to use them for 2019. And unless I find something better, I plan on using them for 2020. Anyway, I wanted to create this video for those of you out there that are concerned about creating your cryptocurrency taxes for 2019, especially since the new tax forms include a question about did you own or transact or trade or yada yada, any kind of cryptocurrency during 2019. Because if you answer that wrong and they catch you, there are really bad penalties. And we want to avoid those bad penalties. I want to help you avoid them, so that's why I created this video. I'm going to start with this article, and then we'll move on to ZenLedger's website. And I hope that you find this extremely helpful. So my fears quickly subsided as the ZenLedger support team was right there with timely and clear responses to my questions. After going through their tutorial, their software spit out some 25 pages, including IRS Form 8949. Now, in my case, it actually spit out originally 75 pages, and then I went in and I fixed some things that I saw in my cryptocurrencies that was a mistake. And so once I got all that cleaned up, it actually ended up spitting out about 53 pages. And there's no way under the sun I ever could have done that by hand. Or done it on my own, because I'm not a tax expert, and it would have been a mess if I tried to do it without ZenLedger or some equivalent, some similar software. So given my CPA could never figure this out, I quickly concluded that ZenLedger's pricing for the software program was more than fair. And I have to agree with that. So not only that, I could rest assured that I was following IRS crypto tax guidelines and not risk a possible audit down the road. Now, I'm not sure about the possible audit. I do think that if you're reporting your cryptocurrencies on your tax, and this is my opinion, it's not any kind of professional advice, But I think you're better off if you are reporting it, and you're probably less likely to be triggered by the IRS. So now I am going to provide a link to this article in case you want to read the things that I just skipped over, but most of what I just skipped over had to do with CPAs and how they can benefit from adding this to their practices. The IRS treats cryptocurrency as property, which makes it similar to home or an equity investment. With each transaction, taxpayers must calculate their gains or loss on conversion and report that figure on their tax return. Taxpayers owe short or long capital gains on totals depending on how long the original crypto was held prior to the sale. Up until ZenLedger, there were very few places one could turn and be assured their crypto tax calculations were being handled correctly. After all, who in the world has the time to stay on top of the changes that come down the pike regarding tax laws and cryptos? I know I don't. That is why I chose ZenLedger, and I feel the same way. While I try and give you videos that deal with the tax laws and cryptos, I'm not an expert in any of the above, and so I'm thankful that I used ZenLedger. ZenLedger offers an automated process so that you can import crypto transactions, calculate gains and income, and auto-fill in tax forms. It works with all major exchanges and crypto and fiat currencies. And that's true. I found that I was able, at one point I owned over 30 different cryptocurrencies, and I found that they were able to handle all of them, as well as I think I traded on four, five or six different exchanges, something like that. And they were able to pull the information from all of the different exchanges that I had traded on. And so it worked out well for me. ZenLedger will produce profit and loss statements that you and your CPA, for you and your CPA. Whether you're a miner, a day trader, or a hodler, they pore over tax regulations to make sure you never unknowingly overpay your taxes. And so this covers some of the different articles and media that's talked about ZenLedger. Now, this is kind of a chart that compares different cryptocurrency software packages for preparing your cryptocurrency. I noticed the exact same chart on ZenLedger's website, so my guess is that ZenLedger actually prepared this comparison. So it looks to me like they did a fair job, but you may want to, if you're going to consider some of these other three packages, Token Tax, Coin Tracking Info, and Coin Tracker IO, you may want to check because some of these features may be included or may have changed, and this chart may or may not have been updated. And so they go over a number of different features that each of these different crypto packages has. Do they support all major exchanges? The number of wallets supported, first in, first out accounting, last in, first out accounting, completed IRS Form 8949, completed IRS Form Schedule D, etc., etc. Now this FBAR FinCEN form, that's if you had $10,000 on a foreign bank. So let's say that you had an account on Binance, and Binance, if it wasn't the Binance US, which didn't open until August or September of 2019, if you had a Binance account prior to that, then you had money in a foreign bank as far as this particular form is concerned. And if that amount ever exceeded $10,000, then you're required by law to fill out the FBAR. I had an accountant go over my 2018 return, and one of the things that he informed me is I do need to fill out the FBAR. And so you may want to be very careful, because if you do not fill out the FBAR and the IRS catches it, it's a $10,000 penalty right up front, and there's no ifs, ands, or questions about it. Anyway, it was very, very steep. It was worth filling out a single piece of paper and sending it in to the IRS. So be very careful with this one right here, and make sure that you're accurate in your decision to either do it or not do it. It is a very simple form to fill in and a very simple form to pass off to the IRS. I did it all electronically online, but you don't want to get tripped up by not doing it, because it could be very, very costly. And so That's a very important one to pay attention to. You know your situation better than anyone else does. And so ZenLedger has some articles and stuff concerning this form, and so you may want to at least become more informed about the FBAR to figure out whether or not you're required to fill it out. In fact, to be honest with you, if you had any money, say in Binance or one of the other exchanges that is not a US-based exchange, Coinbase, Gemini, and a couple of others are US-based exchanges, and if those are the only exchanges you traded on, then you may not need this. But you definitely want to do your homework, due diligence, to make sure that you do not need to fill out the FBAR. So, and then here's a list of peer reviews. Now, this guy is very excited about their customer support. Let me read to you what he said. ZenLedger understands that everyone's comfort level and knowledge base is different. Customer service is one of the most overlooked benefits. They know taxes are intimidating, confusing, and high risk. Making mistakes could mean an audit, fines, and penalties. Their team is online all day and often at night and in the weekends to make sure you don't get stuck and help you with anything you might need as you file crypto taxes. In fact, I remember doing my taxes on a Sunday last year, and I sent a request off and I heard back from Pat Larson, the CEO of the company. Now that's great service in my book. I've had similar experiences with ZenLedger's customer service. I've been working on the ZenLedger website on the weekend, late at night, different things like that, and would shoot off questions because you can do questions right from their website. They have online chat as well as they'll respond back and forth via email. And most of the time I get, if I'm using the online chat, I'll get answers back within minutes. Some of the things I asked them took them a little longer. They were a little bit more complex and it took them longer to reply back, but I always got a reply. I always found them helpful, and so their customer service is good. I would definitely recommend them because of their customer service. Now, this is the ZenLedger website, and I want to kind of give you a brief overview. On the home page, they have a little video that covers their product. That if you haven't used ZenLedger before, it's definitely worth checking into. Another nice thing about ZenLedger is you can get started for free. You can create your account. You can start having it harvest your cryptocurrency data. It'll go out to your wallets. It'll go out to the exchanges. It'll go out to any other sources that you hook up to it. And it'll start preparing your taxes. And then it'll give you an estimated capital gains or capital loss for a specific tax years. And so you'll know at that point what you can kind of expect in terms of capital gains and capital losses, and you'll have a good idea of what it will cost you to sign up for ZenLedger. And at that point, you'll be able to either make a decision to go forward with it or not go forward with it. And by doing that, creating your own free account and going through the steps of hooking up your addresses, wallets, and exchanges, you'll have a better feel for whether or not ZenLedger is a good deal for you and make a decision as to whether or not you want to proceed with it. So this covers some of the different features of ZenLedger, including creating your Form 8949 as well as Schedule D, B, and it gives you unified accounting, tax loss harvesting, etc. There's another video here about ZenLedger Works and ZenLedger in the news, and some of the different pricing depending on where you fall with your amount of cryptocurrency transactions. They also have plans where they will have a tax attorney, accountant, CPA, etc., completely prepare your IRS taxes. Some testimonials. This is a list of exchanges that they connect up to. Then this talks about their team, and they give you a list of frequently asked questions. And then if you check into some of these other sections, under features, it's going to show you features of the software. They are fully set up to work with and connect to TurboTax software, TurboTax Online. And once you're using TurboTax Online, you can click this link here and it will connect up to your ZenLedger account and pull all of your cryptocurrency data directly from ZenLedger into TurboTax Online. So definitely notice they're specifically dealing with the online version of TurboTax. And so you might want to look into that to get more information about it if you're using TurboTax or have plans to do it. And then this tab here goes over that. Remember how I mentioned that chart was similar? See how that chart looks very similar to the one that we saw in that article? And so they go over ZenLedger versus the competition. They talk about some examples of somebody's cryptocurrency trading, and then they apply that example to the different cryptocurrency companies and show you their actual pricing, and do kind of a pricing comparison. So also you can look at the CPA Suite. So if you are a CPA or if you use a CPA for your taxes, then they have information regarding that. This is their pricing information. Now their resources is really good. They do have a bunch of different recorded webinars on a regular basis. ZenLedger does create webinars, and then they put those webinars online so that you can watch them if you didn't happen to catch them live. And they have a very informative blog. And so when you click on the webinars link, you're going to see, like, here's a webinar about their tax loss harvesting, which is designed to help you save money on crypto taxes, paying taxes on NFTs, the new IRS guidance on crypto taxes, which just came out in October of this year, 2019. And they also talk about how to trade crypto safely and save on your taxes. So there's a few more webinars that they've done. I'm surprised they don't have them out there, but maybe they'll put them out there in the future. And then this is their blog. And you can see that in their blog, they cover a number of different topics, like what is the Cryptocurrency Act of 2020. I hope that this act gets passed because that act will be very good for cryptocurrency. How is cryptocurrency taxed? I actually used this article, this blog post, as a video in one of my videos. 5 things to do before investing in cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrency investing strategy for beginners. So anyway, they have quite a bit of information out there on their blog and on their website. I definitely recommend that if you had any kind of cryptocurrency investment throughout 2019, that you at least look into ZenLedger, even if you decide to use one of their competitors, because you'll find a wealth of information that should help you with your cryptocurrency taxes and tax reporting out on the ZenLedger website. So, in conclusion, how can I be of service to you? Do you have any questions? Do you have anything that I didn't answer or cover very well? Do you disagree with me on anything that I said? Hey, I want you to include your polite disagreements in the comments below. Please add your comments, because you know things I don't know. I know things you don't know. And when we get together and share with each other what we don't know, when we share what we do know, then both of us will grow smarter together. And so I want to grow smarter together with you. Share your polite disagreements and we will move on. So in the meantime, I hope that you like, subscribe, and hodl, and that you have a fantastic day.